I don't know. I don't know what he had going on there. Maybe it was the baby thing. I don't know. You have to have it warmer. Baby gets cold. I don't know what the deal is. What the fuck do I care? It's not my house. Anyway.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back to the Sack. We are here in the witching hour on a Sack Saturday.
Coming off fantasy draft.
Coming off our fantasy football draft. Some of you people have not had yours yet. Probably good luck to you when you do. The redoubtable one himself, Tom Izzo, highly questionable, Arjun Miliaccio. Joel was at the draft.
He was.
So he was.
Chose to drive home safely.
Chose to drive home safely.
As opposed to...
Staying here with these two degenerates.
Right.
You know,
so, good for Joel.
Good for Joel. He's the adult.
He did the right thing.
For once. Yeah.
His balls dropped tonight. They really did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So, it's the two of us. Just the two of us. I mean, it was the two of us all the time.
We
anyway.
can make it if we try.
Just the two of us. So, anyway... We are in the mid-sack here. This is IDD for those of you who know.
Rendition.
It was. I don't disagree.
Off the cuff?
For those of you who are totally bored off your ass on a Saturday night and have no life, hopefully you're stoned.
I mean, if you have a life, you have a life.
Yeah,
I don't like that. I don't like that statement.
It's true.
If you have a life, you have a life.
Because a life to one person could be totally different than a life to someone else.
Exactly.
If we're being honest. Anyway.
A life is
maybe the highlight of your life is this show. Then you're ahead of the curve.
All right, then I might question.
So,
then I might.
Anyway, all things fantasy football. So 12 men, 12 brave souls, put their life on the line, their house, their mortgage, everything right there. Pushed chips to the center of the table. And the Donnybrook that was the fantasy football draft, everyone trying to out-GM the other. Making moves, sliding up, moving down, taking this guy, thinking about that guy. Not sure about this guy.
It takes some real courage to put yourself out there.
It does.
And lead an organization.
It does.
Lead a team of elite athletes.
World class.
You know, world class. Put them together like chess pieces.
Yeah.
Okay.
Building a team
without any formal education on the subject.
No. Building a team is every bit as difficult as coaching one. Because you've got to put the right pieces together. I don't care who the coach is.
But building one through an auto draft
is even more difficult.
Extremely tough.
I mean, it's not like
we have somebody in our league that auto drafted and probably has a better fucking team.
So we.
And what does that tell you?
I get news for you. Every year that thing is wrong.
Fucked.
The two teams that they picked number one when the draft, I remember not one of them won the league. In fact,
last year in our league.
Yep, last year was DJ. He didn't win it. Year before that, who had the best draft the year before that? I want to say it was.
Was it Gary?
No, it wasn't Gary.
Gary got Kyler Murray that year. Kyler Murray was good.
Was good. But who had the best draft that year on paper?
Was it DJ?
It was DJ.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey. He was first pick, right?
Yeah. So they based that rating is based on the previous year's, what these guys did last year.
It's all projections.
So yeah. So you're basing, well, they did this last year. So and God knows the guy could have changed teams. The guy could be a year old. The guy could be coming off an injury. Who knows? Guy could have lost his offensive coordinator. A lot of shit that they can't calculate. So,
dude, but the stuff I listened to today that talked about the probabilities, it's amazing the lengths people have gone to get the data on this shit so that they can get better at it.
If you think about it, how much money does does fantasy football generate?
Dude, but then you think about all these people on YouTube that have channels teaching other people about it. They're getting paid to talk about it.
Exactly. It's a $1 billion industry.
Oh my God, it's a boomer.
It's a $1 billion industry. It's not going.
Will it ever stop? Probably not.
No, it will not.
Just evolve. Because
the chance to win money, anybody's going to get any kind of a gambling habit, or if you love sports, you love football, that's your thing.
Dude, you know some leagues have first down bonuses?
Yeah.
Like for a tight end, you get a point for a first down.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of different methods.
They have like 40-yard pass plays from a quarterback gets a bonus.
Yep. There's a lot of very different ways you can have scoring systems. I always was of the argument of individual defensive players to make up for what you may or may not get on offense, because defense isn't guaranteed to do that. In fact, defense doesn't mean really anything.
Dude, through the years, defense just fades far and far.
The kicker means more than defense, and that tells you how fucking fucked up fantasy is.
Well, because a bad kicker gets you 6, a bad defense might get you
I would argue if a sack should be 4 points, an interception should be 6. I mean, you should make these things, linebackers get a point of tackle, that's good. because appointed tackles like receptions. You should do that. But the value of defense should be higher, not lower in fantasy. And there's an easy way to do it.
Well, it's funny because the value
Very
of
easy way to
defense
do
and
it.
the value of running is not.
I know. But in any event,
Like you get 10 yards running the ball,
yeah.
but you could catch the ball for 2 yards and get,
Yeah.
1 point. Same thing.
We were on the air. We talked about this the other night about approach strategy. So I got the number 1 pick, which no one wants the number 1 pick because you don't pick again for 24 fucking spots, and a lot of the talent gets gobbled up. But so that number 1 pick, you have to hit it out of the park. You have to get a sure thing. So I told him on this show that I don't care where I'm picking. If Patrick Mahomes is there, I'm taking him. Because for fantasy football purposes, he's the best player in the league right there. So I was number 1. I didn't even think twice. I picked Patrick Mahomes. Because if I came back around, he would have been gone. Okay, easily would have been gone. And probably the next the top 4 quarterbacks would have been gone. Where there are so many good receivers in the NFL, you can backfill and get depth. I mean, I got caught Pickens for Pittsburgh. Everybody's saying he's going to explode. He's on my bench. He's not even a starter. Okay, and that kid, that may be the number 1 by midseason in Pittsburgh. He's that talented, and I got him sitting on my bench. I have Demario Douglas, who no one's talking about outside of Foxborough, who they're comparing to Julian Edelman, who literally would step on a fantasy football field, and I've had him, and he was instantly 11 points a game because he's going to have 11 catches at a point of catch. And then anything else he got you was great.
We'll see.
So this guy is supposed to be that. He is.
At what point
he's
in the season do you think he'll be delivering for you?
I'm going to watch him week 1 and see what he does. Okay, there's no gap. I'm not going to use him in week 1, but I'm going to watch. I want to see what he does. If he's getting 7-8 targets week 1, I'll put him in my lineup week 2 as my flex.
I kind of like A.J. Dillon on your bench.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like him better than Pacheco.
Well, Pacheco was rated much higher because of the touches. He's the number 1 there, so he's going to get touches, and he catches the ball too.
They're projecting him for 13.8.
Yeah,
not bad.
So look at running backs. To me, have never.
You got Dalton Kincaid.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get him.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people were talking about him on the radar. And there's a lot of talented pieces out there that are still sitting out there that nobody drafted. And I know who a lot of them are. So this is the thing. You either get stock talent at the top or you build for depth purposes. My bye weeks are set up perfectly, so I have to go crazy in transaction wire, having to dump everybody in 1 week or 3 weeks or whatever it is. The only mistake I made, this one I fat fingered. I got Cleveland's defense and I was trying, and they were rated high as well. But the Jets were rated higher, and the Jets were right above them, and I hit Cleveland by accident.
Ooh.
Well, so they're still a good defense. I'm not that upset about it.
Jets would have been a nice D to have.
Yeah, but Cleveland was right behind them in terms of their fantasy points. So I was like, all right. And they were both in the top 7, so I'm not really that upset about it.
All right, so my only mistake is I didn't draft a backup quarterback, which isn't that big of a mistake.
Who's your quarterback?
Lamar Jackson. Yeah.
Lamar's been pretty durable.
Yeah. But I mean, like, my thing is, like, I can drop somebody.
Yeah.
And pick up
a
serviceable, more than serviceable quarterback.
There are probably 15 to 20 quarterbacks.
Derek Carr is sitting on the waiver wire.
Yeah. So is Mac Jones.
Right. For a week? Sure.
Sure, why not?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I reached on some running backs at the end that I thought.
Well, you got to see how they pan out.
You
and by the way, that's not a bad idea because I'm telling you right now, you win fantasy football on your bench.
Right. Exactly.
Not your starters. It's your bench.
So here's my bench. I have Marquise Brown,
who
is the number 1 in Arizona. Now, I know Arizona is going to stink.
But he's still their number 1.
But he's their number 1.
Yeah.
So if Kyler Murray comes back, in week, I don't know, is he supposed to be back? Maybe week 8?
I forget what the deal is with him.
If he comes back and then, I don't know, end of the year, this guy's a producer.
I mean, if Colt McCoy is the starter.
I don't think he's out
Who's
there
the starter? Yeah, I thought he was.
Maybe it is.
He was going to retire. He's actually in his 16th year. Somehow Colt McCoy, God love him, lasted 16 years.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. He was a good quarterback. And it's because he was a great quarterback.
I don't love my bench.
So I do. I happen to love my bench.
All right, here we go. Marquise Brown, Brandon Ayuk.
Good pick.
You like that?
Yeah, I do.
I got him pretty late.
I love him.
And then the rest, I got Rashad Penny.
Who's
running behind the Philadelphia line, but it's a risk because he's hurt all the time.
he's hurt all the time.
So
But he's on your
never
bench.
know. He's on my bench. Jamal Williams, who had 17 touchdowns last year.
I had him. He was
I picked him up, and it was late. And I figure he's playing against the NFC South.
Yep.
Kamara,
where's he now?
Kamara is out for the first 4 games.
Is that where he is in New
He's
Orleans?
in New Orleans.
Wow.
So, he could do something.
That's why I missed on him, because I know where he was.
Then I got Jalen Warren, who I heard people talk about him. Second year back behind Najee Harris.
Yep.
Maybe if Najee stinks. And then one of my real late picks, I got Adam Thielen, which I thought was a pretty good pick in the 12th round or whatever the fuck.
He's a good receiver. He'll produce.
He's their one.
Yeah, he will produce. I mean that sincerely.
But he's old.
He's 32.
So
it's not over the hill.
So I feel okay about my team. I didn't talk about my starters.
Just real quick.
Lamar and Bijan are my those are my 2 stars.
My bench, to me, highlighted by Dylan and Brandon Cooks, and KJ Osborne, who is Minnesota's number 2. Darnell Mooney is slated as Chicago's number 2. So I was very happy with the depth I got. I got Demario Douglas sitting there, who could be the next Edelman. We'll see. And then I got Elijah Mitchell, who's San Fran's running back, backup running back, whatever.
I like that because if McCaffrey gets hurt, Mitchell gets all those carries.
I have Pickens in my flex position against the 49ers. I'm loving that right now. I am, because the one weakness of the 49ers is their cornerbacks. Their front seven's excellent. They get to you, but if you can give your quarterback some time, 4 seconds, suddenly those 2 corners can get exposed. And Pittsburgh has receivers to do it.
How is their line?
It's better this year than it was last year.
Because that San Fran line is pretty ferocious.
They might have the best front 7 in football on defense.
Yeah.
They're right there. It's them, and it's Dallas, and it's Philadelphia, and it's the Patriots. They're right there.
I'm looking at the matchups. There aren't too many lopsided matchups.
So, I like the Dameon Pierce one because Houston's going to run the ball down people's throats. They're going to try to, especially with that rookie quarterback. He's not high on Pacheco. They rate him as a 12 to 14 points a week. If you're getting that out of one of your running backs, that's solid. You're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Olave, who's New Orleans number 1, who had a breakout 1,000-yard season last season, and T. Higgins. I'm worried about Mr. Burrow because I don't know if he's going to play in week 1. And if that's the case, there's a couple of moves that I can make. Right now, I've got one guy going Monday night, which is Kincaid, the tight end. He's good.
That'd be a tough matchup for him, though, against
with the Jets. Yeah, so I was looking at that.
Did you draft a backup tight end?
No,
I didn't bother doing that.
No, I didn't do that. I mean, if I was going to do that, I would.
Dude, there have been years where I drafted backup defenses. What a dumbass.
Yeah, you don't. You literally will go to that week, and unless they're atrocious, you're going to stay with them until you get to the bye week.
Right.
If they're just not giving up 20 points a game, whatever.
And if they are atrocious, you just drop them.
Mm-hmm.
I might have made a mistake in my defense. I don't know.
I wanted the Jets, but I
got the Bucks. Which who knows? Dameon Pierce is a Pacheco. So you have your star. Your star is Patrick Mahomes.
Yep. I mean, you look at the defense that are out there. Ravens. Nobody picked Philly's defense.
You're built around one star.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of
good players.
Solid players.
Yeah. Because the good star is the guy who's number 1 in points.
Now, who is your guy that could turn into a star?
Pickens. Is the guy.
Okay. What about Kincaid?
Him too.
I think he could. I mean,
both of them. Demario Douglas for the Patriots might be a ticking time bomb. I picked him up
that
late.
one's more of a long shot, I think.
If what they're saying is true, he's going to be running with the ones. He's going to start week 1.
So he's going to eat up carries from.
He's a catch receiver.
Oh, he's a receiver. I'm sorry.
Receiver.
Yeah, and there's nobody there that's like off the charts that
No.
if he's good, they wouldn't keep throwing.
They wouldn't
to
make
him.
him the one. Look, Juju's a 2, and I think he's a good 2. But Harper, or Parker rather, Devontae Parker is a 3. He's a good 3. Or Kendrick Bourne. They're 2 through 4. They're good. They don't have that elite number 1 guy. That's the problem. If it's this guy, or if it's Tyquan Thornton, if he gets healthy, we'll see what happens. But they've got the wiggle room with this kid Bote from LSU, another one. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they look like in the first month of the season. But you look down this list for defenses. You got Baltimore, Philly. No, drafted Philly.
Why were they rated so low?
I don't know. Bengals, KC. Well, Chris Jones is out. I get that.
So many
Broncos
sides.
D is out there.
Think they'll be good?
Yeah.
You got the Browns. I got the Bucks.
They there's a lot of them out there. I don't have much stock in the rest of them, but I think the Texans are going to be good. Because DeMarco Ryans was a linebacker when the Texans were good for them, so he knows defense, and he was the architect of the San Francisco defense. He was the defensive coordinator, so he knows how to call defense. So the Houston Texans defense could be sneaky good, and I think there's only one legit offense in that division. That's Jacksonville. Derrick Henry is a threat, but their offense as a whole,
Yes, it's never been impressive.
Yeah. So when they had weapons, like I said, I understand they brought in DeAndre Hopkins, but he's not what A.J. Brown was when he was there. And I don't know. We don't know what he's going to be, so we'll see.
It'll be fun to look back and see what round we got guys in.
Yeah.
To see like the value of the
Yeah, you
pick.
always look back a month or 6 weeks, and then you start going, was that the right pick?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I did pretty good this year. I did better than I normally do. I got Bijan Robinson, Devontae Adams, Lamar Jackson in the 3rd round, Calvin Ridley, Christian Watson, who people are saying is Green Bay's number 1.
I mean, all of my players, the only
Marquise
one,
Brown probably wasn't a great pick in round 6.
the only one I'm not certain on or unsure of is the Browns defense.
Well, that's a good place to be.
That's a good place to be. If the one question mark is, did you get the right defense, you're probably in good shape. So, given how little it matters.
Let's see.
And maybe they surprise you. The good news is they're playing Cincinnati, and if what's his name doesn't play, that could be good. So.
I played Joel first week.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Who's his quarterback? Burp.
Tua.
He is a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, but when Tua hits, so first week is Tua Lamar. That's a nice matchup.
I'm telling you, you're sleeping on some of these.
What do you mean I'm sleeping on some of these? I didn't say I was sleeping. He's got Ramondre Stevenson. I've got Bijan. He's got Breece Hall, and I've got Herbert from Chicago.
He's going to be awfully pissed off when the Pats get in the red zone and Ramonde comes out and Ezekiel Elliott comes in.
That'll be good for me.
That's going to be fucking hysterical.
Amon Ross.
Why the fuck you going to him?
He's got DK and Kelsey.
Man, DK's a fucking... DK's up and down. I've had DK for 2 years.
DK, if he doesn't get touchdowns,
he disappears. Yeah. He disappears. Kelsey's 34.
Breece Hall could change his season if Breece Hall's awesome. His only star is Kelsey. So he's built around Kelsey.
He doesn't have the cheetah?
No. You talking about Joel?
Yeah.
No, he's got Amon-Ra St. Brown, DK Metcalf.
No, St. Brown is good.
Yeah, and Drake London. But I don't know if St. Brown's I don't think he's better than Kelsey.
Historically speaking, he's not. I don't know how much Kelsey has left in the tank.
It did seem, after the Super Bowl, he seemed like he's getting old.
He is getting old.
Which is crazy to say.
He's 34.
And he's a big guy.
Yeah.
Running like that.
But, if he's matched up on linebackers, he still has an advantage. So
Joel got Justin Tucker. He got Pat's defense.
Asshole. He went after all my shit. If they're going to finish third, why did he draft the running back in the defense? Fucking fraud. That's right, Joel. You fraud.
What else?
Any event.
What else is on your mind?
Nothing really. My mind is shattered because I smoked.
Sorry about the energy tonight, folks.
Well, it's we were going gung ho. We were locked in for 2 hours in that draft, and a lot of emotions ran high, sparks flew. I mean, you run the gauntlet. You run the emotional gauntlet.
The picks flocked like the salmon of Capistrano.
They did that too.
It was.
And always, you ever notice
like a tractor beam.
You ever notice how 2-3 picks before you go, you target a player, and then the person right in front of you grabs them?
Always
happens. You can set your watch by it.
But I mean, the reason that is because everybody's looking at the same thing.
I know. This is where you run the.
That's where it kind of sucks.
You're like, that's why when I did it to fucking Chris, it was fucking beautiful because he wanted Pickens, and I got him. He looked at you fucking. I just flipped him off.
Who did Brian say? Oh, it was like somebody drafted Cortland Sutton from the Broncos, and Brian went, oh, and I was like, really, for Cortland Sutton?
Yeah. Who's not bad. He's not a bad player. But
is he? But I mean, if
he's
somebody,
a number 2 receiver.
If somebody got him, would you have been like, oh,
not him?
That's who I was targeting. Damn it!
I
was looking at him for 3 rounds. He doesn't. He's so good. I didn't take him.
I was trying to get the max value for him.
But that's the tough part.
He has more value in the 5th round than in the 2nd.
There's part of me that wants to be smarter than the computer.
The computer
Does that ever happen to you?
You are smart in the computer. The computer's just crunching numbers.
I know, but
it doesn't speculate. It doesn't look at the damn schedule. It doesn't look at anything.
But when it comes to probabilities, the computer's going to be right more than me.
The computer has been wrong on these predictions,
as well as I have.
I'm saying they look at this draft and they rate the number 1s through 12. Yeah. And I was rated 10th last year and finished 3rd. There's your fucking computer. Okay, the year before.
And I was rated 6th and somehow dropped to 9. Maybe because I didn't draft a backup quarterback.
I don't know. But
fuck you, ESPN Fantasy Sports.
So I mean, you can't. The computer there's so many factors that the computer can't compute.
The variables are just
there's too many
in this world.
In this sport above all others.
They can't predict human error. And that's why they play the game, folks. You can't win a championship on paper unless we're talking about fantasy sports. You actually can.
Well, actually, you win it on a computer, not paper.
The proverbial paper.
Yes, the proverbial paper. Yes, America's paper now.
Vicariously on paper.
Yes, that too. So anyway, I felt pretty comfortable, good with my team. I think he likes his.
Yeah, I do.
It's going to be interesting to see, because there were some wacky things too. Like my brother drafting 3 quarterbacks. Pete, seriously.
Oh yeah, let's look at that.
3 fucking quarterbacks. He didn't even draft it. I don't know.
He said he did that
to trade them. I'm like, what the fuck do you think you're going to do? Hey. Your quarterback situation looks sketchy. How about you take this guy and I take the rest of your offense?
Did he draft like QB1s? Like
he has Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, and Dak Prescott.
Why?
That's 3 of the top 12 quarterbacks on paper.
Why did he do that?
To trade 2 of them, I guess. I don't know. I'm convinced he was stoned during the draft because honestly, why else would you do something like that? You have to be stoned. You have to be.
So he was
one's naturally that stupid. I just don't know. I mean, maybe there are some people that stupid, but if there are, I have no idea who they are.
Boston multiple MIGs.
Yeah, multiple MIGs.
He's got Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, and Aaron Rodgers.
Why?
Dude, he's gonna kill it when he trades Aaron Rodgers.
Why? Rodgers.
I'm kidding. Yeah. What if he does? That'd be funny. Somebody's quarterback gets hurt week 1. Pete's there with Aaron Rodgers.
Somebody gives him a king's
ransom.
What
would you like? Christian McCaffrey? Sure. Send him. Send him.
He'll be like this.
Be like, oh, I've also got Dak Prescott on the bench if you
want
to
hear
have
that? That's me on line 1 with a deal.
Dak Prescott back of the bench.
You're not gonna like what you have to make. Anyway, I'm done. I'm tapped out.
America, I apologize for my friend.
No, I'm done. I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long fucking day. I had a bad day at work.
Really?
Yeah, I did. The kids were just noise all day long.
You should have let yourself settle into this. It would have been therapy.
It's all about the bed right now.
Okay.
I need a good 7 hours tonight because I have to get up and go to church in the morning and
yikes.
Pray for forgiveness.
Tell God I said hey.
Yeah, I will. So anyway, we're going to be back midweek. Actually, I'm leaving Thursday night, so we have to do a show Wednesday night.
Where the fuck are you going?
Myrtle Beach, Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So
Enjoy.
I'm going to. I plan to.
I think it'll be a fun trip.
It will be. Short trip, little 4-day,
I
relax.
don't know why I made that.
And then we come back.
okay.
We come back. We have Monday off. Come back Tuesday. It's first week, Thursday night. There you go.
Boom.
Boom. It's here. So
Thursday.
hopefully your fantasy teams, those of you who are participating, turn out well.
Creek said we're doing it.
Yeah, we're gonna do that Thursday night too. Maybe we'll do a pregame from there. Who knows? That'd be fun.
Pregame,
Pregame
satellite
IDD.
pregame?
IDD pregame. We are live from the Lower Sac. The Donnie in the Brook tonight. NFL season returns.
The Donchetta
defending
in the
Super Bowl
Brook.
champion Kansas City Chiefs facing the young upstarts from the Motor City, the Detroit Lions, and what should be a fireworks
The
display
Fiery Lions.
worthy of the 4th of July.
Dan Campbell's got them biting kneecaps.
Yes, he does. They're going to eat lightning. They're going to crap thunder.
Chewing on toes.
So we'll be back before then, obviously.
Will we?
So, yeah, Wednesday night. So for the Redoubtable one, the highly questioned one, for the sack, great night. A lot of fun. DJ, thank you for hosting everything. It was awesome.
It was beautiful.
And we will see you guys in about 96 hours. Until then, you know the drill, America. Don't be Aaron. Be the anti-Aaron.
Don't be the third quarterback picked by Pete.
Yes.
Be
Don't do
loose.
that either.
Be loose.
Yes. Things are gonna get tight in that front office.
I was thinking about drafting 3 kickers, but I figured, I'll go with 4 defenses.
Trade value.
You never know
value.
when somebody's going to be out of
Trade
defense.
value, America.
Oh.
That's how you build
See,
a team.
the bye week's coming up, and you got to
Pete,
drop your defense.
Pete, you can't smoke on draft night. You just can't do it.
You wait till after.
Yeah, seriously. You don't do this during
Rookie
the draft,
mistake.
because this is what happens.
Rookie.
Anyway, we'll see you guys Wednesday night. Enjoy the tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday, so relax, put your feet up, get ready for Man Up Monday. We will see you guys.
Was
in
that the
96
biggest
hours.
blunder?
Not really.